before how quickly spring has sprung in Australia.
Put the puffer jacket away for August, which is unheard of.
I know. I think we have restored microphone capabilities with Nate. Over to you. Yes, there's always one.
Out every time. If you got me. All right, look, it's really important what I wanted to talk about, and that's just on the story you just heard about the record winter temperatures that we've got in Australia. We said yesterday, we want to know what's driving it. How likely is it that we're going to see more of these records falling? The Kimberley has definitely been the focus over the last 24 hours, but we've got more widespread heat across the nation today and in the days ahead. So for more, Lyndon Ashcroft is joining me in the studio from the University of Melbourne. Climate scientist extraordinaire. I haven't seen you in this studio for quite some time. Lyndon, how are you?
I'm well, thanks, Nate. It's nice to see you. I wish I was here saying good things. One day I'll come into this studio and say, guess what? I've got good news, but that's not today.
Yeah, today is not the day. Okay, so record temperatures in August. We've never had a winter this warm, not a day in winter this warm. What have we seen? Yeah,
so we hit 41.6, I believe, at Yampi Sound yesterday, which is a small area north of Broome. So that weather station's been recording since 2019. It's the hottest temperature that's been recorded there. But we've had records being broken all across the place as well. I was looking at the numbers last night. I think Broome had its warmest night on record on Sunday night, and stations with longer records too, like Halls Creek in the middle part of Western Australia. Records go back there to 1910. I think that's also equalled or broken a record. You know, moving away from the Kimberley, we've got record runs of days above 20 in Melbourne. I think they're closing in on record runs of days above 22. In Sydney, records have been broken in South Australia. The forecast is looking warm for Brisbane. It is warm. It's warm. Yeah.
So I suspect I know what you're going to say, but what's causing all of this?
Well, you can probably talk to the meteorology.
Yes.
I'm going to say climate change. This type of event can't happen without climate change, and all of the heat records that we see around the world now, we've had, what did I say, in the last 12 months, 138 countries, over 70% of countries have had their hottest temperature on record over the past 12 months. And these stats just can't happen without the impact of climate change, without a degree of warming across the planet on top of the weather systems that lead to warm conditions. Like, we get these weather systems in August. We had the last time we broke these records was in 2020, and it's, you know, a high pressure system that you've been talking about on the wall today. But without climate change, we're not going to get those record breaking values.
Some people will say, especially people who maybe have been around for a bit longer, oh, we always break records. Is that accurate compared to what we're seeing now?
I mean, we are always breaking records. We have been since you and I have been alive, because climate change has been happening for a really long time. What we see now is records being broken in different ways, in different places, and with increasing rapidity, right? So when I was looking at the numbers last night, trying to figure out, okay, when was it last hottest here? When was it last hottest there? I knew I didn't need to look back much further than the 1970s, because we are, particularly for heat, a lot of those records are happening now. Yes, Australia has extreme rainfall. We do have extreme weather events and climate. They have been a part of our history for a long time, but they're getting more intense and they're getting more extreme.
And you've got chops here. You formerly worked at the Bureau of Meteorology looking at the statistics behind climate. So no other explanation here. This is 100% anthropogenic global warming.
Well, human-induced climate change is definitely kicking that record breaking further along. The weather system and the role of climate change in making that big stubborn high that kind of allowed the heat to build up over the central part of Australia and then move around, causing all these records to break. The role of climate change on those weather systems, we're still exploring that, but the fact that the temperatures are warmer than ever,